Hi everyone, welcome back for another video. Just thought I'd share with you something that I think is missing. You know, I've got my EV, I've got my electric Mini, I've got my solar panels. Everything's working really well. I've got my Energy Eddy device that diverts solar energy into the hot water tank via the immersion heater, and I've got my Energy Zappy car charger that charges up my Mini, and that's works really well. I can boost it, I can do a time charge, and it automatically charges from solar energy. And then there's the My Energy app. I can change the priority of my hot water heating and car charging. I can monitor what's going on. I can set time charges. I can see everything that's happening. And as you can see here, it looks like the car's just started charging. Yep, today we're charging from OCTOPUS Agile, and we're charging the car, heating the hot water, heating the house, charging the battery, the home battery, doing all of that for free because OCTOPUS Agile is giving us free energy this morning. Anyway, there's something missing, and that something is automation. And the problem with automation is somebody has to program it and they have to presume that they know what you want, and everyone's energy needs are different. Everyone wants to charge the car differently, heat the hot water at different times of day. Everyone's requirements are different, and therefore how can automation solve all of your problems? Car charging wise, you could of course put the car on charge every single day and charge at the cheapest rate that's there, so there's always lots of energy for you to use. And if you had a charge limit, that would be great as well, so you could control how much energy goes into the car. I don't have that limit on the Mini, but anyway, what I'm saying is automation's there. I can automatically charge the Mini on timed, on smart chargers, or just directly from solar energy, and I can do all of that really well, especially with the My Energy products. But with the home battery, it's slightly different. Charging the home battery from solar power, well, that's automated. That works okay, just like the Zappy does charging the car. But it's when you want to use cheap energy in the wintertime and charge overnight and then use that energy during the day, that's the problem, because what time are you going to charge and what price are you going to pay? And that depends on the tariff that you have, the energy tariff, the energy company that you're using, and your requirements. Not every piece of automation will provide what you need. The Givenergy battery that I have here, that provides me with a timer, a timed charge, but only one. There's talk of it having two or more in the future, but at the moment I can only set one time to charge. So if I charge for half an hour at 2 o'clock in the morning, I've actually manually got to get up and change it again if I want to charge at 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock in the morning. So it's a little bit awkward and it's not optimal on how you can charge. They do have some OCTOPUS Agile integration, but I'm not sure how well that works. And given the description here, I'm not sure whether that's for the Agile export tariff or just the ordinary Agile tariff. So I'm not sure whether that will actually work well for me. And the big question is, where's the description of the logic that it uses, the rules, the programming, the detail of when it's going to charge, how much you're going to pay for that energy, and how long it's going to charge for, those sort of things. My Energy are starting down the automation of OCTOPUS Agile as well, or energy tariffs. They've got a tab here on the My Energy account where you can set monetary values for what you want to charge at, and therefore if it knows what tariff you're on and it knows what prices there are, it can make some informed decisions about what it's going to do, heating your hot water and charging your electric car based on your parameters of how much you want to spend. But again, the logic they use and the parameters they provide might not suit everybody. So at the moment, I'm handling the home battery charging manually. I'm not doing it automatically at all. Every day I'm changing the charging parameters and changing whether the battery is actually discharging or not as well. That's all being handled manually. It's a right pain in the backside with only the one timer that I've got available with the Givenergy battery. And it's, well, yeah, it's not ideal. But what I'm looking for is some automation that will replicate the decision-making process that I'm going through. So that's what I want to discuss today. What am I doing? And if I could set the logic for automation, what would I be coding to make it automatic for me? So I'll leave these OCTOPUS Agile prices on the screen. They're from the OCTOPUS website today. But what we need to know is my parameters. What am I interested in using for making decisions in this automation? Firstly, battery size. Let's call it 5 kilowatt hours. Let's round it down. Battery state of charge, need to know how full it is to understand how much energy I want to put into the battery. And then probably the most important parameter, that's the battery state of charge needed at a certain point in time. For me, that's 4 o'clock in the afternoon because that's when Octopus Agile has the most expensive prices. I need to know how much energy, how much state of charge do I need in the battery to get me through the 4 o'clock to 7 o'clock period, but also potentially to get me all the way through to sunup when there's solar power and I can start topping the battery up from solar energy again. And then I need to look into the future. I need to know what future energy prices are. I need to know if there's going to be any solar, any sunlight in the next day. And I also need to know what my energy needs are. So I've got to understand weather, I've got to understand pricing, I've got to understand everything in the future to make a decision now about whether I want to charge or not. One of the really weird things that I found with the home battery is that if I, for example, charge the battery overnight with energy that's cost me 10 pence a kilowatt hour, then adding on the losses that you have for the conversions of energy in and out, and then the little I might be exporting as well, I've got to add on about 30% to that cost. So my energy has cost me 10 pence to buy, but if I discharge it, if I start using it at a time when the grid energy price is 13 pence or less, then I'm not actually making any savings. I might as well have used the energy directly from the grid. So there are times when it makes sense to turn the battery off and consume energy from the grid and save that energy that's in the battery for later when the prices are higher. And the same goes for charging the battery up to completely full. Even if the electricity is only 5 pence a kilowatt hour in the evening, there's no point in me charging the battery to 100% full if the next day I'm going to have solar power free. And therefore it's a zero cost for the energy. I might as well charge to the minimum amount to get me through the evening and then top up the rest from solar energy during the day. What I'd like to see is a table of energy prices that I've consumed to charge the battery up and therefore understand what the average price of the energy is inside the battery. Then I can make a decision based on the price of energy right now whether to discharge from the battery because I'm going to make a saving, or if energy is cheap, if it's only 5 pence, for example, overnight, then don't discharge from the battery because it doesn't make any sense. Save it for later. So what we need to be doing is constantly looking at what the prices are now and working out whether it's right to discharge the battery or whether it's good to charge the battery now based on the price we can see, but also based on the parameters of future prices and, of course, future solar generation. So the big thing for me is my decision making is based on the price differential, not the actual price. I don't care if the energy costs 20 pence or 2 pence. So long as I am making a saving by charging at one point and discharging at another, then that's a positive for me. And I also need some flexible limits that I can impose to say what state of charge, how much energy I need at a certain point in time and day. And that gives the battery the target of charging up and finding that energy at the cheapest price by that time. It all sounds really simple, doesn't it? I mean, it's just a web page, it's just an app. Adding an extra timer, adding an extra parameter, those things are really easy, aren't they? Logic is not difficult to code. But testing it, releasing it, making sure it doesn't affect other things, having a platform that works to expand that logic and expand your automation, well, that's a different matter, isn't it? Not everyone's got the right platform, not everyone's got the right logic, not everyone has a development team working on these things that can provide the logic we want in the timescales we want. So at the moment, it's a bit limited, isn't it? You know, some products look really, really basic. Some products are getting changed every month, every other month. Some products aren't getting changed at all. So the automation we're looking for, the automation I want, well, it's just not out there at the moment. But hopefully, in years to come, it will be. So I think one of the most important things is to buy a product that is going to be updated into the future, where they do care about the software. Okay, so leave me some messages in the comments below as to what you think, what your requirements for automation are, and how you're going about it. Is it all working perfectly for you, or do you need something else? It would be great to hear, because it would be great to compile a list of what we really need, and then maybe, just maybe, one or two of these companies might actually listen and deliver the software that we all want. As always, thanks for watching, and if you haven't subscribed, please do consider subscribing. It really does help the analytics on these videos. And of course, click like as well. You've watched it to the end, so please click like. See you again soon. Bye for now.